Hi, I'm Bobby Chow. I'm the owner of this Denny's here in West Sacramento. And I built this restaurant in 2012, and I built it to the most up-to-date LEED standards, energy efficiency standards. But even with that, I spent $50,000 a year on just utility, just power. And I've always looked for a way to help offset that cost, as well as be even more green. And for a long time, it didn't exist, just not available. It was too expensive to install solar, and it just wouldn't pencil. And for a guy my size, that makes a big difference. I don't have the deep pockets to get the credit back at a later date. I needed to be cash flow positive, or at least neutral from the get-go. But recently, I've installed solar on my property. I happen to control the property, so for all you business owners who control your property, this is definitely the way to go. These solar carports that I installed have immediately reduced my consumption, and as a matter of fact, this month, in May of 2017, I have negative power consumption. I mean, that's pretty mind-blowing, because you guys know that this month and the next 4 or 5, 6 months, we're spending $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 each month in just our utility. So this is pretty powerful stuff. Pretty powerful stuff. And the cost of the system now is to the point where it actually pencils. It actually is cash flow positive. Your return on investment, can be as little as 4 or 5 years. But there's plenty of vehicles that you can go. I'm using a PPA, which was the only avenue that I had. But even with doing that, my monthly expenses are going to be, I estimate, around $9,000 over the year savings. So, it's a good deal. I firmly believe that this is the way that it's going to be with all operators who control their property. I don't see how you can avoid it, because PG&E is only getting more expensive. You guys know that. We've been paying these bills for decades now. So the person I use, or the company I used, was Soul Power, and the big benefit in going with Patrick from Soul Power is, I did a bunch of research, and I did a whole bunch of bidding out and talking and meeting with different companies, REC and the solar company, and I realized that I don't have the expertise. I mean, there's a totally different language that they're speaking here. It's a different way of thinking about utility. So there was a lot I didn't understand, and there still is. And that's okay. You don't have to understand it either. But you do need somebody who does understand it. If you get put into the wrong size system, you're going to pay too much. The project won't pencil out. And if you get into the too small of a system, then you're not going to get the benefit that you're supposed to get. And in the long run, you don't actually save the money that you hope to save. So there's a lot of technical, a lot of solar-specific knowledge that none of us have. But it's good to know that there are some companies, and Soul Power is definitely one of them, who will walk you through. You're not paying any more. As a matter of fact, he found me the best rate. I dealt directly with some companies, and he beat them all. So definitely recommend that you look into going solar to those properties that you control. And I definitely recommend that you give Patrick a call from Soul Power, and put him to the test. If he don't do it for you, then it's your choice. But I have a hard time believing that he won't come through.